Good day, everyone. Today, I will be presenting on the topic of foreign direct investment and its impact on domestic investment, evidence in emerging economies. But before we start, let me introduce myself first. By the way, I am Justine Hipitulan. I am 25 years old and living at Bugkaon, Tapan. My hobbies are cooking, singing, and dancing. My motto in life is better late than never. And now, let's talk about my profile risk. I have moderate risk tolerance since I stick on balance, stability, and growth. I'm open for some risk, better returns while staying aligned with my financial goals. And talking about financial goals, here is my financial goal roadmap. So first, let's start with my short-term goal. My short-term goal is to save 10,000 pesos for graduation expenses like Matigda and pictorial. So my short-term goal is to save 10,000 within 8 months by saving 1,250 a month. Since I already have the 10,000 from my scholarship, my short-term goal is to keep this amount intact over 8 months by managing my expenses carefully and avoid unnecessary spending. And for my medium-term goal, to save 100,000 for small business in 3 years by saving 2,778 pesos per month. I will build on my existing savings by consistently adding fixed amount each month, budgeting wisely, and finding ways to increase my income over time. And for my long-term goal, I want to buy a land which costs 150,000 within 5 years. My long-term goal is to save 150,000 within 5 years by saving 2,500 every month. To reach my goal, I will be combining my income from water refill station and my salary while carefully managing my expenses and staying disciplined with my savings. And now let's continue with our main topic. So this is the flow of my report by presenting you a table of contents, which is introduction, key concept, impact of foreign direct investment on direct investment, evidence from emerging economies, factors influence the impact of foreign direct investment, policy recommendation, and lastly is the conclusion. To begin with, let's start by understanding the foreign direct investment and why it matters. Foreign direct investment is a major driver of economic growth, particularly in emerging economies. It refers to investment made by foreign entities, such as multinational corporations, into business operation in another country. Unlike portfolio investments, foreign direct investment involves significant ownership, control, and long-term interest in the host country's economy. For emerging economies, foreign direct investment brings in not just capital, but also technology, managerial, know-how, and access to international market. This makes it a vital component of development strategy. And now let's move forward by understanding domestic investment. Domestic investment is undertaken by local businesses, individuals, or government within the home country. It is a key measure of internal economic strength and reflects confidence in the national economy. The behavior of domestic investors is influenced by various factors, including market opportunities, policy environment, availability of finance, and competition, including foreign firms. Foreign direct investment can either complement or compete with domestic investment, influencing how local firms allocate their resources. And now let's move on to the K concept. Foreign direct investment typically emerging markets in two main forms. First is greenfield investment. This is when a foreign company builds completely new faculties such as factories, offices, or warehouses from the ground up in the host country. It creates new job, infrastructures, and business opportunities, contributing directly to economic development. Second is mergers and acquisition. This occurs when a company firm purchases or merges with an existing local company. It allows investors to quickly access local markets, establish customer bases, and ongoing operation. Though it can sometimes lead to reduced competition for domestic firms. And now let's move on to the impact of foreign direct investment on domestic investment. So we have here the positive and negative impact. So first is positive impact, the crowding in effect. Out of the possible outcomes of foreign direct investment is the crowding in effect. This occurs when the entry of foreign investors stimulate local businesses to increase their own investment. This can happen through knowledge spillovers, improved supply chains, increased demand for local inputs, and overall improvements in business confidence. For example, when a foreign automobile company set up a plant in an emerging economy, local supplier may invest in expanding operation to support it, while the competitors may upgrade to remain competitive. In this way, foreign direct investment indirectly boosts domestic capital formation and job creation. Next is the negative impact, the crowding out effect. On the flip side, foreign direct investment may also lead to a crowding out effect, where foreign investment displaces or discourages domestic investment. This is more likely in sectors where foreign firms dominate due to their scale, advanced technology, or financial strength, making it difficult for local firms to compete. In such cases, domestic investors may reduce their investment, exit the market, or shift to less productive sectors. This can result in a loss of domestic entrepreneur capacity and increased dependence of foreign capital. And now let's move forward to the evidence from emerging economies. Empirical studies reveal mixed evidence about the impact of foreign direct investment on domestic investment. In countries like China and India, foreign direct investment has generally had a positive crowding in effect. Government policies that encourage joint ventures, technology sharing, and infrastructure development have helped domestic firms grow alongside foreign investors. In contrast, some Latin American countries have experienced the crowding out effect due to the weaker institution, less supportive policies, or limited capacity of domestic firms to adapt. This highlights the foreign direct investment impact is context dependent. Next is the factors influencing the impact. Several factors determine whether foreign direct investment crowds in or crowds out domestic investment. This includes the quality of governance, availability of skilled labor, openness to trade, development of local financial market, and the strength of regulatory framework. Economies with transparent, stable, and business-friendly environments are likely to benefit from foreign direct investment in ways that enhance domestic investment. Additionally, how government direct and regulate foreign direct investment, such as limiting its to certain sectors or encouraging local partnership, plays crucial role. Next is the policy recommendations. To ensure that foreign direct investment supports rather than stifle domestic investment, emerging economies should adopt strategic policies. This includes strengthening institutions, enhancing education and workforce skills, investing in infrastructure, and supporting local small, medium, or size enterprises. Providing incentives for foreign firms to collaborate with domestic businesses, ensuring technology transfer, and encouraging reinvestment of profit domestically can further enhance the positive impact of foreign direct investment. In conclusion, foreign direct investment significantly influence domestic investment behavior in emerging economies, either positively or negatively. Whether it leads to growth or displacements depends on national policies, economic condition, and institutional quality. By creating an environment where foreign and domestic investors can thrive together, emerging economies can harness the full potential of foreign direct investment to drive sustainable and inclusive growth.